everyone, my name is Widiana, and in this video I want to retell about a short story, and the title is Goody's Two Shoes, and enjoy my video. Meanwhile, is an harness industry's countryman in the region of Good Queen Pass. He is a very poor and had unable to support a wife and two children because he living under hard landlord and cruelly turned out of his little farm. The two children named are Tommy and Marguerite. A few days later, Manuel and his wife died and their children in bad situation. They are starving, don't have the clothes to keep them warm, and as for shoes, they hadn't even two pairs. Tommy have the pairs of shoes, but Marguerite wore only one shoes. They have the better things were in store for them. The color clergyman, the parish is Mr. Goodall, hear of their sad situation. Mr. Goodall offered to keep them until they have a job later. After that, the man from London heard their sad story, and he resolved to be their friend. The first thing he did, he was to order a pair of beautiful shoes for Marguerite, and he offered to take Tommy to London and promised to make him successful by going to London. And Marguerite feels so sad when Tommy went to work in London. But Tommy promised to her sister he would to be a success when he come back to see her sister. Marguerite started to recover her cheer after her old brother Tommy left in her with new shoes. She got the nickname Goody Two Shoes because she always show her shoes to everyone with happily. Now, Marguerite want to learn to read and write, and Mr. Goodall now he kindly taught her, and in a short time she became a clever than the other kid in the village. Marguerite tried to teach some poor children, but now as very few books were printed, she cutting off wood for making some alphabet, for example A, B, C or D. One day, when Marguerite comes home from the next village, she meets some bad and employed boss who have tied a young crow to a stick and will throw the stone to the crow. He immediately offered to buy the crow 1 cent, and they was agreed. Then Marguerite took the crow in her home and gave him the name Ralph, and he was a fine bird. Mr. Walter is a rich man in the village, and he built a large school from Marguerite. Her students from the rich family were happy to come to this school and study together. After Marguerite had become mistress of the school, she saved a dove she called Tom to remember her old brother Tommy. Marguerite very loved an animal, and her neighbors give some pets for Marguerite. One day, there come a man from the the other village. He called the Marguerite witch because he looked Marguerite with a cross and dove on her shoulder. Until the Marguerite was brought to court, fortunately, there is a Mr. Walter who explained the nature of both Marguerite, and she was acquitted of the charges. After her problem was done, Marguerite was proposed by a man. His name is Edward. Marguerite accepted the proposal and she loved Edward very much. Finally, Marguerite and Edward married, witnessed by everyone in her village. Thank you.